Threadbangers. This is Susan Cross, and I'm here to show you how to make Christmas stockings out of recycled fabric and how to decorate them too. You start with a pair of blue jeans that's beyond repair and ready for recycling, and you just cut the legs off. You can make 4 stockings out of 1 pair of blue jeans, and you can make other stuff out of what's ever left. Anyway, so you cut the legs off, and you cut both side seams, and you draw on a pattern if you want to, but I've done it so many times now I don't even use a pattern. We're going to fix the tops first. I take my scraps of fleece and cut some scallops in it and a straight edge and use it at the top of the stocking. I fold down just the very top edge of the stocking and put the fleece over it and sew it down. The second part of the stocking, I don't decorate the inside, I just fold it down and sew it also. Since we won't be turning this stocking, it's a very rustic, recycled jean look, we put the wrong sides together of the fabric, just like the stocking's going to look when you finish. I cut also a little loop out of the same polar fleece that I used for the decoration. I start by back stitching by the loop and then go forward a little bit to get that loop really good and strong in there. Then I turn and sew down the length of the stocking. Be sure you bar tack it back and forth right here so the stocking will be strong. And after you've sewn it, then you trim just a little bit outside the seam so your shape becomes obvious. And there you've got your Christmas boot Christmas stocking. And now all you get to do is decorate it. That's the fun part. I have found one of the cheapest ways to decorate Christmas stockings is to buy fabric with Christmas motifs over it, so you can iron Wonder Under on them and then cut out each motif, and so out of a yard of fabric you can have 30 or 40 decorations for different stockings. One thing you need to watch out for is to be sure that the motifs are not overlapping, so you have clean defined areas to cut out for each one. But what it does is, with an iron's help, if you iron it onto the back and then peel off the paper, you can iron fabric to fabric and it won't come off. You don't have to do any binding or sewing around the edges. The Wonder Under comes in 18 inches wide, so you do a whole 18-inch wide long piece of the fabric at a time. And you just iron it onto the back side. It just takes a few seconds. Then, when you get ready, you just peel off the back and save a good sized chunk of this paper for later. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. After you trim your motifs, put them in right and left facing piles, because it'll make a difference when you start ironing them onto right or left facing Christmas stockings. And here are some of the scraps that I saved. All the scraps, I've cut this many dots, so some of the stockings will have a few snowflakes on them. And these little banners, so you can write like Merry Christmas and iron it on just above the motif. It's helpful to lay out your motifs and your banners before you start ironing them on. Try to, like, this one has more blue in it, so I'll put it on the blue stocking. And this motif has more red for the red bird, so I put it on a stocking that has a red top on it. Now that you've got everything cut out, I always put them on the ironing board and then put the cover sheet for the Wonder Under over it before I iron, in case any bits are turned the right way or the wrong way or whatever. Give it a good press. You might even want to turn them over and press it on the other side. And voila! Now you can write Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever you'd like on the banners. Or you could leave the banner part empty for maybe the family to write the child's name on. Just an idea.